Hello children, welcome once again to our online classes. Today I am going to start with a new lesson. Okay, so before I start, I want you to do some thinking. Right now, tell me, suppose you have gone to some hilly place where there is very cold, right? So what you will do? Of course, you will you will try to keep yourself warm with warm clothes, right? huh? you will try to keep yourself warm to adjust with the weather which is there, right? Similarly, if you go to a hot place, there also you will try to keep yourself comfortable by putting on AC, putting on fan, whatever, right? So what I mean to say that whatever conditions are there, we will try to adjust ourselves, right? By some means, right? So similarly, there are different kinds of plants and animals, on the earth, right? And they are on different types of environment, right? Some are on the land, some are in the water, right? And there they are living comfortably, they survive there. So how they are able to survive? So they have got some kind of mechanism which helps them to survive in that place wherever they are growing or wherever they are living. So today I am going to tell about this. This is called adaptation. They are adapted to survive in that kind of environment where they are living. So today's lesson name is adaptations in plants. Right? So now we will discuss in detail what is adaptations. And in this chapter we will learn first about adaptations in plants. Right? So what is adaptation? As I told, all plants and animals, they are living things, and as you know, living things need food, water, air, shelter, everything, right? And the right climate to survive. And plants need one more thing, what? A right type of soil to grow in. Yes, plants and animals live in cold places as well as hot places. I told you, everywhere there on the earth there are different kinds of places, right? Some are hot, some are cold, and in all the places you will find many plants and many animals, but they are different from each other. You will see that the plants growing in the hot region are different from the plants growing in the cold region. Similarly, different kinds of animals are found in different type of regions. That is understood, right? So different different kinds of plants and animals are seen. Some live in rivers, some live in the lakes, in the salty water of the oceans. Right? Each place has its own challenges. So that's what I said. Adaptations means the plants or the animals, whatever, wherever they are living, on land, on water, they are able to survive in those places. Why? Because they have adaptations suitable to the condition of that place, right? And because of these adaptations, they are able to live there. Okay, because of the adaptations suit them, make them suitable to live in that kind of surrounding, in that kind of place, right? So see, plants and animals in a certain place survive because they have adaptation, right? And because of this adaptation, which makes them suitable to live in that kind of surrounding, there are different look of the plants and animals. They look different because they live in different places. See now, for example, there are different many examples. By giving the examples, I'll try to make you understand what is adaptation exactly, right? Now you know water plants like water flowers like lotus and lily. Okay, and have you any time noticed what kind of leaves are there of the water lily? Okay, they are they are big, they are thin, and so that they can float in water. And also there is a wax, there is a coating of wax on the leaf. If you have observed it nicely, there is a kind of wax coating so that they don't get soaked into the water. See the picture, by looking at the picture you can see the leaves are broad and big so that they can float on the water. So this is the adaptation of the water lily plant, you can see. Similarly, see, fish, very well known, the fish have streamlined body. Okay, means their body is streamlined so that they can nicely swim in the water. They also have gills to breathe air dissolved in water. Okay, because they cannot live on the land, they cannot take up the oxygen from the air, so they have to breathe the air which is dissolved in the water, and for that they have gills. They cannot they cannot survive outside water because they cannot breathe outside water. So this you can say the fish is adapted to live in the water only, right? Now, see one more example, that is cactus. Okay, cacti can survive in a dry desert. In desert there is no water, there is scarcity of water, very less water. Okay, so other plants cannot grow there, but only cactus is there. The cactus plants, it can grow there. Okay, why? Because their stem store the water in them, and they they make that water available to the plant so that they can survive in the dry weather of the desert. Okay, now see here. Now, as we have to discuss adaptations in plants, we will learn about different types of plants, right? So we will begin with terrestrial plants, right? Plants that grow on land are called terrestrial plants. Now, again, in there also there are different kinds of terrestrial plants depending on the conditions they grow. Some grow in deserts, some grow in hills, some grow in plains, and some plants grow in marshy places. So, we will discuss one by one and try to understand. Okay, you please listen carefully so that you can understand nicely. See here. So we will begin with plants in desert. As you know, there is a little water in desert, right? The rains are very scarce in that part of the land in deserts, and that's what make the soil dry. Okay, and so the soil is dry with little water, and that also gives that is also below the soil, means much below the soil. So the roots of the desert plants are adapted in such a way that they take in whatever water is available. And the example of desert plant is the cactus. As you can see the picture, cactus plants. Okay, now what are the adaptations of the cactus? First, the cactus has roots that spread out just under the surface of the soil. They spread out. Okay, and the leaves, you see the leaves are like sharp spines. Have you seen the leaves of a cactus? No, they are not leaves. The leaves have become a sharp spines. Okay, the general, normally the leaves are are spread, means they are broad, right? But here the leaves of a cactus have become a sharp spine likes. Okay, why? So that they can prevent the loss of water from the leaves. Okay, another, the cactus also store water in the thick stem. The stem of the cactus plant is thick, if you have seen it. Why it is thick? It is having water in it. Okay, so instead of the leaves, because it is a green in color, the thick green stem of the cactus make food. Means they do the process of photosynthesis. The leaves are are in a form of sharp spines to prevent the loss of water, and instead of leaves, the stem, which is thick and fleshy, they store the water. The stems store the water, and they are also green in color, and so they do the process of photosynthesis. They make the food for the cactus. So these are the adaptations of cactus. Another example of cactus, as I told you, the roots of desert plants are adapted to take in water is available. Another example is mesquite bush. You can see the picture. This plant has roots that can grow down to more than 20 meters in search of water. I told you the water is not much available, the soil is dry. So mesquite bush, their roots are deep down, they grow deep down into the earth, into the soil, up to 20 meters in search of water. While in cactus the roots are spread. So they spread on the soil. So this is another example of the plants in the desert. Another, plants in hills. As I told you, in on the hills, it is very cold, and sometimes it also snow there. So the trees are usually tall and straight. Okay, and another thing, instead of flowers, they have the cones. You can see in the picture, these are the cones of a plant, and that is why this type of plants which grow on the hills are called conifers, right? They have cones instead of flowers, and they are straight and tall. So that, and because of the cones, they are called conifers. Now we will discuss more about conifers. See here. See, even conifers have needle-like leaves and are tough. Why they are tough? So that they can survive the cold and snow. Another thing, the sloping shape of trees makes the snow fall off them easily. I told you it snows. So if the plant was not straight and tall, if the tree was in a shape of a spread, like if it was spreaded, then what would have happened? The snow would have fallen, and it would have damaged the tree. So but here the shape of a tree is sloping. Sloping means it makes the snow fall off them easily. This is the adaptation of the conifer plants, or you can say the plants that grow on the hills, right? So see here, one more example. See, pine, spruce, cedar are some of the conifers, and here you can see the conifers, long and tall. They do not shed these pine, spruce, cedar are the plants that do not shed all their leaves at the same time, and so they look green throughout the year. Okay, therefore they are called evergreen trees. Now in the conifers, again there are some kind of trees like pine, spruce, cedar, okay, which do not shed their leaves at one time of the at the same time, you can say, of the year, and because of that they look evergreen. They look green throughout the year, and therefore they are called evergreen trees. Right? You understood? Pine, spruce, and cedar are also called evergreen trees because they do not shed all their leaves at the same time. Right? Another are, see here. Here again some picture are there, cedar and spruce. Okay, and these grow in a hilly places. I told you, like Uttaranchal, Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, with the places which are on the hills. Okay, see now further another. These are also oak, maple, birch, and beech trees. Okay, they are also plants which grow on the hills. But they they shed all their leaves in winter. They are different from the evergreen trees. They shed all their leaves in winter. Why? To protect themselves from the cold. And after they have shed all their leaves, again in the spring, after the winter, they grow all the leaves. Okay, so this type of trees are called deciduous trees. And in the photo, in the picture, you can see oak tree. Oak is an example of deciduous tree. And here you can see a green oak tree, means it is having all the leaves, and that is in the summer. Another picture is in the winter. So oak tree in winter, I told you, they shed all their leaves in winter to protect themselves from the cold. So see, you can see there are no leaves. How very less or almost no leaves. So you can see the difference. This type of trees are known as deciduous trees, which shed all their leaves in winter. Okay, and then they grow new leaves in spring, right? Further, okay, yes, so here I will stop. This is our first part of adaptations in plants. You please go through this again and try to understand. In the next lesson, in the next class, in the next class, I will continue with the part 2 of this lesson, adaptations in plants. Thank you.